Let's get to some over-under for the Detroit Lions player props. Lucas, can you lead us off?
Oh, yeah. So Booner cooked these up. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to list the odds, the lines, and then we're going to go around the room, get everybody's opinion. So the first one, we're going with Jared Goff.
Jared!
Over or under 24.5 passing touchdowns for 2023?
Hey, Broder, you want to start us off?
Here we go, Broder.
Yeah, Goff's your boy, Broder.
Read me that question again. I'm sorry.
Jared Goff.
Yes.
Over, under 24.5 passing touchdowns.
Oh, over.
Over?
24.5 passing
What do you have
touchdowns?
last year, 29?
Yeah,
29
he's gonna have.
These
last year.
lines are actually pretty egregious. Like, when I read them off, you guys are going to be like,
I said that before we opened the show. I looked at Jeff and I was like, these lines are like
Big,
They're kinda
fat
insane.
over. I think he's going to have 35 touchdowns this year.
Wow.
Yeah, he's going to have a few more interceptions, but he's going 35 touchdowns, baby. Let's go.
you think he's going 35?
Yeah.
wow.
I love the confidence.
He's never had 35 before.
Last season, with the top 5 offense, he didn't have a running back that he could throw the ball to take it to the house. DeAndre Swift had a couple good games,
Fair
but
enough.
we've got David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs just thrusted into that offense.
Is that a fish thrust?
That was a fish thrust. Oh, fish! Come on. Wait, one sec.
He said 30 what? 35?
35.
Suck balls
Hey,
as always. How do you
Like
not?
Kevin Durant 35?
Okay,
Yeah.
but if you think about
Yeah.
it, Jeff, because
many
now,
guys
let's
last
break it down
year?
a little bit
2
more.
touchdowns
Jared
a
Goff
game.
threw 29 last year, so do you think he can throw 6 more? First, let's get the line question. So 24.5 over under, and then do you think he's going to get 35 by the end of this year?
That's tough. That's tough. And the reason why it's not that, because people, relax for a second. Everyone's going to be like, well, you don't believe in Jared Goff. Hold on. It would be a career high, but also I get why Broder thinks that way because he has a returning OC. He has familiarity with this offense. Great offensive line, as always, is going to be protected. The question I have is, are they going to pass? Are they going to be airing it out that much? I don't know. But again, 35. If he throws 35, and Sam Flannel put it in the chat, and I agree with him, if he throws 35 touchdowns, the Lions win 11, 12 games. He's an MVP candidate.
That is
Exactly.
Like,
Well,
that's what it is.
Exactly.
So he's like, yes, thank you.
Think about, think about this too, and shout out to Flannel. I'm sitting here to see a couple stats here just to look at. Patrick Mahomes had 41 last year. Joe Burrow had 35. Josh Allen had 35, and then the next highest is Geno Smith with 30.
I could see.
So you're putting a Jared Goff up on a Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes level. Which if he does do that, he's on the MVP. But when you break it down, like when they get in the red zone, he's going to pass a little bit. They're going to give the ball to David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. They're going to hand the ball off like they did with Jamal last year a lot. That's why he didn't get to 30 last year, is because of that.
Now, we'll stick with the question itself. You say over, you gave your number. I mean, you could do it if you want. You can give a number, but over, under.
I'm over.
Slam that
24
over.
and a half is easy.
Yeah, I
easy.
agree with that. You have any prediction? What do you think his number will look like?
My guess is
Passing
probably
touchdowns.
similar to last year, probably like 28 to 30. I think he can hit 30. If
Yeah.
he had 29 last year. 35, shot Broder. We'll see if that happens.
Hey,
There might be a bet on that if you can get 35 touchdowns. So,
And I'm with you, Booner. I think over as well. I can see a similar season. I said I think he'll have a similar passing touchdown number,
Yeah.
but the interceptions I think will be more. Just
yeah.
because that's an anomaly to end the season and not throw a single pick. That's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
Nothing against Jared. That's just the reality of it. I could see him having a season, Lucas. 30 touchdowns, 12 picks, like something like that. I'm cool with that, by the way.
Yeah, Jamal Williams scored 17 touchdowns, but I think combined David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs will combine for 17 touchdowns. And then you think about the games like when Shane Zylstra had 3 touchdowns. Like, that's a one-off game where it's just like that was just a weird game. So that's kind of like a weird boost in Goff stats. I could see, I'm saying 27, 28, 29. Could he go 30? Yeah. But I'm leaning more on a slight decline of touchdown percentage, and not by a bunch. It's just because I think this offense is going to be more balanced as a whole, and I think that's just going to bring it down a little bit. I think even the Lions in the back end of the season, they were still a little bit more pass happy than they wanted to be. They were extremely efficient, so it's not like they were doing a bad thing, but I think they prefer to keep it on the ground a little bit more, especially now that we're going to have a better defense.
and real quick, Jeff, for people who think that he's going to go under that, like your point to the interceptions, he was insane the second half of the season, not throwing any, whatever it was, one pick, whatever it was. Throughout the season, if you really look at his stats, his passing yards and touchdowns, he was pretty consistent through the whole season with that. If you break down the first half to second half, it is pretty similar. So as long as he's just consistent, he's going to get that 25 easily.
Right.
He's going to hit 29 again. It's just like you said, the interceptions is the one that's like, he threw a ton at the beginning and not as much at the end.
And the other part of it too is the Lions did play from behind at times because of the defense, so they had to score. You think this year they'll be playing with the lead more often than not, so I don't think he'll be airing it out at that point. And Soft Jones made this point as well. They won't be playing from behind, but they'll never stop trying to score, which is true. New NFL never stop scoring. Jake says, I think the over is easy. I'd feel better about 35 if J-Mo wasn't out 6 games. Great point by Jake there.
Yeah.
Paul Thomas says, no, Jeff is good with golf. Heavyweights are haters. Thank you, Paul. See, Paul, he knows. Paul knows. He watches the show.
I will say, I've been on the heavyweights and talked about golf before. I apologize.
But, no, well, it's a running joke, though.
Incriminate
Easy
myself.
and Spencer, they want golf the hell out of here. You know, it is what it is. You know, hey,
I have
love those guys.
requirements in bullet points for that, so.
Right.
Realistic.
Chuck Brewer says, like Lucas said, running back passes out of the backfield will add more numbers. And again, just to get some of these comments, Matt says, I agree. I think we'll run too much, but over 24 and a half. Philip C., no need for Goff to pass that much with our backfield to scheme for. Eric says, I'm saying if he's at 29 last year, how many more of those balls are, of his balls that were thrown down to the goal line and was ran in 14 times? That's true too, Eric.
Yeah.
Amon Ryan, like 3 or 4 instances where he fell on the 1 yard line. So again, I'm not saying it's impossible. Broder might be onto something, but we shall see. Let's get to the next one.
All right.
What do we got?
We could stick with Jared Goff, or we're going to move off because this one's kind of, I don't know how this is the line, especially considering what Jamal Williams just did. But David Montgomery, over or under 5.5 rushing touchdowns. David Montgomery, 5.5.
Disrespectful. That's minus 150, by the way. So you might be able to get him at plus money with 6.5. I just want to throw that out
Okay,
there.
this one.
This is just.
Yeah, you can start
Over.
us off, bro. Yeah. Okay.
Over.
Okay.
I don't even think we need to take much time. We'll just go around the room quick.
Yeah,
Over.
this is the easiest layup of all. Is this an actual line on FanDuel?
It's the line, like I said, it's minus 150, so it's juiced a ton. So like even if you moved it to 6.5 at plus, 100, I'm still hitting that over too.
Because what did David Montgomery average? How many touchdowns in Chicago? Like 6 to 8.
He had
something
6
like that?
every single season. Last year he had 5. So
Dude,
every season
he's
has
going
at
to get
least had
double-digit
6.
touchdowns. Like I think that's a book it bet right there. If he's healthy, of course.
Well, how many do you think he gets?
Like at least 10. I'm not saying he'll break Jamal
No, yeah, I get
his
you.
record, but 10. Like that's not. I think that's reasonable.
For the sake of this question, was it rushing touchdowns that they
Rushing.
said?
Yeah,
Yes,
rushing
rushing.
touchdowns.
Okay. I definitely think 10 combined in the passing and the rush game.
And I do think, Jeff, too, there is a player prop for him to get 10 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure it's like plus 400. So 4 to 1.
I like it.
I'm smacking
$100 to
that.
win 400.
I think D-Mont gets 10 to 12. Easy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Easy.
I'm with you.
Especially, look, I know we already say it, but think about when he plays the Vikings this year. Think about when he plays the Bears this year. They're not going to be going up. I'm thinking of the strong run defense that they're playing against. They're going to be playing against the Saints, Ravens, Packers have a good run defense. Chiefs if Chris Jones is out there, but even then, like, I still like our offensive line against them. D-Mont's going to eat it, especially in the red zone. That's why another reason why I think, yeah, Jamal Williams had 17 touchdowns. Jared Goff, you want the touchdown numbers raised, but I really don't think it's going to be like a drastic shift. I think they're just going to be more efficient with D-Mont in the red zone.
He's just upgrading offensive lines, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's going from the Bears offensive line for 4 years to the second best in the league offensive line. Like,
Well, it's also perfect timing because this might be the season, hopefully, fingers crossed, that this offensive line actually plays with each other.
Yeah.
A full, Vitae as well. So if Dave Montgomery walks in, you got a healthy offensive line, that man will get double-digit touchdowns, and I do think he'll get 1,000 yards. So it's easy money there. We'll move to the next one. What do we got?
All right, we'll stay in the backfield, though. Our rookie, one of our favorite players that we cannot wait to see this year, Jahmyr Gibbs. Plus 1,100 right now. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Are you taking that bet? Plus 1,100.
Ooh, it's friendly. Plus 1,100 for Jahmyr Gibbs is friendly. And that's
It
kind of the
is.
thing we talked with Justin Fields yesterday. Although, if you ask me, Jeff, will Justin Fields be in the MVP conversation? No. But those odds, though,
you could sprinkle something
sprinkle a
on
little
it.
money on it. I don't hate it. I'm not saying because I get it, making money. Now, for Jahmyr, plus 1,100, do I think he'll win Offensive Rookie of the Year? I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. I think for Jahmyr to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, he's going to have over 1,500 yards from scrimmage, something like that. He's going to have a great year all around. And I think he can do that. But that's also with Bijan in the race as well. We don't know what Bijan's going to do. He could go for 1,300, 1,400 this year. And if he does that, it's his award to lose. Or you have a Bryce Young who plays really well in Carolina, who I love Bryce Young. So he could be in the race as well. And there's always, and this is a common thing, but there's always one rookie that we're not talking about that gets into this race. So if I had to bet my entire bank account on it, I would say no. But I like that 1,100 though.
Yeah, I might sprinkle something on it just because, like you said, he's going to have the opportunity. He's going to get the touches. He's going to have the chance to get that many yards. Like Kamara won it a few years back, and I think he might have had like 15 all-purpose yards, like 700 rushing, 800, 700 receiving. That's where I kind of had my stat line for Jahmyr Gibbs is like 700, 700. So when you really break it down, he's going to be in the conversation if he's doing that. How many touchdowns does he get? That's going to push him over the top. And like you said, it just depends. Like, you don't know. It depends on what some of these other guys do. If Bryce Young goes out there and leads the Carolina Panthers somehow to the playoffs and puts up a ton of numbers, you can't not give it to him. So like, it's such an up in the air like award.
Well,
in my opinion.
Lucas would be upset because if Jahmyr Gibbs is at plus 1,100.
What's Laporta?
I was gonna say Laporta's already winning the award, right, Lucas? So like he has no. This isn't even a discussion. Laporta's taking home that Offensive Rookie of the Year award, right?
I mean, he has the capability to.
What does he have to do to get that award?
Don't hit me with the capability.
What does he have to do? What is his stat line if he has a chance at all?
Lucas, what do you think? Rookie year, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. What do you think?
Laporta?
Gold jacket.
Listen,
Gold jacket already.
I've been steady with this.
Okay.
He's gonna have 500-600 yards this year.
Okay.
700-800 yards the next. 800-900, and then that's when Kelsey's going to be on the decline, and that's when the changing of the guards is going to be, okay? Sam Laporta by year 3 or 4 will be, I don't know, because we'll still have him on in JMO, but he'll be a very productive, close to 1,000-yard type of guy.
All right. And I'm just messing with you, by the way. And Lucas, we all love Sam Laporta. Like, that man, I'm going to keep saying it. I think he'll be the best tight end out of this class. I think 500-600 is fair. Like, I thought you were going to.
It's the floor. It's the absolute floor.
Okay, now we're good.
Hey, Laporta.
Oh, jeez. And see, Chuck Brewer.
1,000 to 1 to win Rookie of the Year. $10 to win 1,000.
He's 1,000 to 1.
I think so. Yep. You put $10 on it, you win 1,000.
He has better odds than Jahmyr Gibbs.
No.
Oh, 1,000 to 1.
1,000. Yeah. Yeah. 1,000 to 1. I said it differently. I apologize.
Hey, Chuck Brewer chime in, and he says this is why Lucas has Goff at 35 touchdowns because he has Laporta at 15 touchdowns.
No. It'll be Hendon Hooker slinging 35 touchdowns in a couple years when Laporta takes off.
Bryce Bennett says Laporta will be close to 800 yards this year. My gosh.
Do you see this?
If Laporta gets 800 yards, like he's already one of the better tight ends in the league.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you walk in year 1 and get 800 yards.
I mean, Kyle Pitts almost got 1,000 his rookie year.
Yards after catch, baby.
Kyle Pitts. Kyle freaking Pitts, the specimen, the physical specimen he is.
Yeah.
I think Laporta will have a good rookie year. I do.